Happy Wednesday, everybody. I hope that you're doing well. So there's just a few announcements before I get started. The Ghost Walk, the early prices is next Wednesday. So you have a week to get the $30 prices for going to Cheeseman Park with myself and Prism, Paranormal Investigation Group. And then after next Wednesday, it goes up to $40. So you want to make sure to contact me and register in order to get onto the actual list. Okay. And I'm also going to be doing my newsletter next Wednesday. So if you want to get my newsletter and find out what's coming our way concerning planetary alignments and earth energies and things like that, you need to make sure to sign up for my Patreon page. And then finally, my career and money magic class is on sale this month, and it's $40 instead of $50. And it's really interesting. The cards that we have had come up are completely relevant to my career and money magic classes. So just make sure to contact me as soon as possible to set up a time. And I really do craft that class around whatever it is that you're doing. It's not just a standard, oh, here's some money magic spells that you can do. We really talk about, what exactly your goals are, near, far future, things like that, and different types of magical works that you can do. And so you also just want to make sure that you have a green and brown candle before we do that class. Okay, so last Thursday was Goddess Tiche. This is the Greek goddess of fortune, prosperity, and abundance. And so Thursday was indicating that there was a new flow of abundance or money that was coming our way, or that we were a lot more aware of finances last Thursday. And then Friday was the Ace of Fire. So this is the wands in traditional decks. And the Ace of Fire wands, this is also represented by Vesta, the Roman goddess of fire, and fire in the hearth. And she represents new ideas, creativity, and growth. And especially with her being the goddess of the hearth, it's all about taking care of the home and new ideas and prosperity for the home as well. So it's not just new ideas to run around or whatever. It's specifically to help with the hearth and home. Okay. And then, let's see, we had Sunday was the preceptor or the knight of vessels. And this was energies of healing. And I really was getting that we were all starting on a spiritual quest of some sort. The knight of vessels or cups, he was one of the knights that would go looking for the grail, and he definitely was an inspirational person or guide for us, especially in our dreams, but also in meditations and just different ways of healing ourselves. So it was just really interesting that we had that. And I just kept hearing spiritual quest for some reason. So it wasn't just getting better and sleeping more, but that is part of it. And then Sunday, so that was Saturday. Okay, so Sunday is Baba Yaga. And this was the dark moon. And so I like to pick a card from my Dark Goddesses deck. And Baba Yaga, she is a Slavic dark goddess that represents loss. And that we lost a part of ourselves and not to lose faith. And we're also needing to look for something that's hidden. And Baba Yaga, she lived in a hut that sat on chicken feet, and she was often seen as a terror for children and things like that. But oftentimes in fairy tales and ancient stories, they were they were cautionary tales in some way. And so she definitely was showing to really pay attention when you are in the forest, to pay attention to where you are, but also to look to who you are and what your own empowerment is. And the dark moon especially was a time to shed any of those feelings of loss and, oh yes, that's who I was, or this is something that was part of me, but now I'm releasing it in order to move on. And then Monday, the new moon, was the Seven of Pentacles inverted. And this, with it being inverted, it represented a lack of long-term plans, limited rewards, and I was really getting things like retirement. And I'm going to be talking about that in just a second, but it's definitely, when this card is right side up, it's that you're reaping all of the benefits or all of the rewards of all of your hard work. And with it inverted, you're not receiving all of those things. So you're not receiving the benefits. You're not, and it's really interesting that that was Labor Day, that we were not receiving all of the benefits or all of the money that we deserve. And then yesterday's card was the cave, which I found to be rather ironic because, many of us had the entire weekend off where, we were able to, stay home if we wanted to, not going out to work. And then Tuesday it's, oh, stay in your cave. And it's like, well, thanks, I got to go to work now. Even finding times when you are in very public places, like at work where you don't have a choice. We all would prefer to just stay at home and watch Harry Potter or something like that. But, we also have to make money. And so, being around other people can be draining. And so trying to find places that you can have your own little retreats, even if it's at your lunchtime of just going to your car and listening to your music while you eat, or, just walking around outside. If it's nice where you work or something like that, take a walk outside, get some fresh air or something like that. But really focusing on that retreat and solitary time. And then today's card was the Queen of Swords. And her energy is the defender. She is the defender of the weak and the innocent. She stands up for those that cannot stand up for themselves. And she often stands up for others through her. She can have, she's learned from her past mistakes. And so therefore she doesn't want other people to suffer from, she wants them to benefit from her suffering or from the things that she's experienced. And she also voices truth. Okay. So with these cards, and it's really interesting, all of these cards really, I just kept getting this vision of elderly people and retirement, between even just the fortune card and do you have enough money yet? And we have Baba Yaga, who is a crone, and we have the cave. The cave's often associated with the crone, and we have the Seven of Pentacles inverted, which is all about, lack of planning for the future and not having enough money and not receiving enough benefits. And, Vesta, taking care of the hearth and home, and especially with all of the things that are going on in our society today, it can be, easy to look past, oh, well, that's in the future, so I'm not really going to worry about that. I'm just going to worry about the here and now. And I'm not saying that you should always be focusing on the future, because it's, as I've talked about in previous videos, we have to have that balance of learning from the past, preparing for the future, and living in the moment. And so we have to have a balance of all of those things. And yet, I think that many people, especially in American society, do not have any type of long-term plans, maybe even short-term plans of, if you live too much in the moment, then you have zero plans at all whatsoever. And it is just a financial fact that you're not going to be able to rely on Social Security, even if you did work for years and years and years. And so I think that this taking care of yourself, the healing, the going on a spiritual quest, even looking at, where do you want to be when you are old enough that you are no longer working? And also, I think it's a little naive to think that you're always going to be able to work. So these are just hard facts that we often don't want to admit to, that we want to make sure that we're just going to be fine no matter what. And that, we have to plan for in case you're not going to be able to work, once you get into your older years. And our society really does not do a very good job of taking care of elderly people. And so I think that All of these different indicators this whole past week has been really, and even just, speaking truth and being a strong female, it was just really interesting having all of these different goddesses come up that were really indicating taking care of self and looking to the future and planning for the future. What I'm actually going to be doing for, well, let me make sure I got everything. Prosperity and planning for the future, the need for retirement, planning and take care of yourself, and societies. Okay, yeah. In my next video for my patrons, I'm actually going to be talking about some prosperity magic. That I know that a lot of people have been struggling recently about just doing some things here and there that they want to accomplish, and or about future retirement and things like that. So, if you wanted to see that video, just make sure to sign up to be a patron. You just have to get to the first tier in order to get all of my videos. Okay, so I hope that you all are doing well, and I hope that you're taking care of yourself, and that you are making as much abundance as you possibly want. And I will see you all next Wednesday. All right, bye-bye.